What's up, kings and queens? It's your boy Dan from Daft Previews, and in today's video, I'm going to take you through 5 of my best bets on this upcoming set of the WNBA. Before we jump into it, let's do a quick recap on our last video. And we had a sweet baby, 5.62 units profit alone on straight bets. We had Ariel Atkins under 21.5 PRA. We cashed Ryan Howard over 3.5 3-pointers made. That was plus money. Caitlin Clark over 20.5. Kelsey Mitchell over 20.5. Bet Nigel Laney Hamilton over 4.5 rebounds. And then we smashed over 20.5 for Kennedy Carter. Easy money. It was sweat free. And I'm here to do it all for you again. If it's your first time checking out the channel, I encourage you to subscribe because I do videos just like this every day and nobody gives out this many bets with this level of analysis. Are you ready for this? Let's go! So we're jumping straight into Outlier. If you did not know, Outlier is the best tool to find all the information that you need for player props. I use it every single day and it's made me a ton of money. If you're interested in checking it out, I've got a 7-day free trial in the video description below. Go ahead and check it out. So our first pick, we're heading over to the Minnesota versus Atlanta game. This one's a pretty straightforward one. Probably won't be the only person betting this one. I'm looking at Tina Charles, and I like her over 9.5 rebounds in this game. Now you can see just on recent form, she's been killing it. This is why I think it's going to be a popular play, because her form as of late has been excellent. 8 out of her last 10 games, averaging 12.5 rebounds. Now this matchup against the Lynx is a good one. They do allow the 4th most rebounds on the season. The Dream, they're also lacking some depth in their front court. Parker Tyus ruled out for the season. Ariel Powers still injured. So I expect Tina to play a lot of minutes in this one, as she has been doing as of late. Now, I've dived a little bit deeper in the data. And against the bottom 6 teams in rebound rating, when Tina plays 30-plus minutes, she's covered this line in 6 of her last 7 games, averaging 13 rebounds. Now, she's had 3 games against the Lynx this season. Let me show it to you. 4, 10, and 4 rebound efforts. Her only game with 30-plus minutes is where she recorded 10 boards. I think she'll get close to 35 minutes today. There's a whole lot of opportunity to get some rebounds. The Dream playing at home, so you'd assume they keep it closer than they would be if they were on the road. So I do like Tina Charles over 9.5 rebounds. This is quite juiced, though, and I assume it's probably going to be at 10.5 by the time the game kicks off. VIP members would have received this bet from me maybe 5 to 6 hours ago, so they probably would have got it at much better odds, or I would have given them some advice on how to parlay some things together. But Tina Charles over 9.5 rebounds. It's actually the only pick that I'm liking within this game, believe it or not. And Howard's been on a tear as of late, but I think that might come to an end. That matchup is difficult, but I'm not a big fan of taking the unders on someone who's going to shoot the ball 20 times in a game. And I'm also not a fan of taking her over, so I'm just avoiding that altogether. The other one, which I think pretty hits quite well, would probably be, if you're desperate to get more bets on, probably be Alicia Gray. Now, Alicia Gray, pretty much, if you just look at her PRA, I'm considering taking the under for this. And the whole reason being, her matchup is difficult as hell, struggled against Minnesota, especially in 3 games this season. That's the main point. I haven't placed the bet for her necessarily just as of yet. So that's a lean from me, but if you're interested and you want to get more bets down, Alicia Gray could be a good one. Now let's get back into the good stuff. Heading into the next game, it's a Liberty versus the Wings, and I'm looking at Sabrina Ionescu. And this, I think the sharp bettors will probably bet this. A lot of casual bettors would not be. And we're looking at her points prop. It's 18.5, and we're looking at the over 18.5 points here for Sabrina Ionescu. Now, part of the reason why I'm taking this bet is because she has been playing as of late. Came back from the Olympic break, did have an injury at one point. She missed a game due to a sore neck. Since she's come back, she's been terrible by her standards, that is. Her shot percentage has been awful. Check this out. 23, 29, 33, 44, 28, 29. They're all her percentages. On the season, she's shooting around 40. So since she's come back from that injury, she hasn't been shooting very well, which is why the line's so low. 18.5. Her line is normally at 20.5. So I think there's an edge here. They put it down purely because of her recent form, but I like the chances of her going over here against Dallas. I think most players probably would. Now, if we talk about matchups here, because the matchup is excellent for Sabrina, the Wings don't play defense at all. In terms of play type, Sabrina scores a lot of points in the pick and roll as a spot-up shooter in transition. Plus, she also gets to the free throw line. Now, the Wings, they rank dead last in 2 of these categories. In the other 3, they rank in the bottom 3. So also another interesting insight, but Nigel Hamilton, questionable for this game. She injured her knee after the last game. If she's out, I love this play even more. Now, Sabrina's over this points line in 8 out of 10 games with Lainey Hamilton out of the lineup. She averages 23 points per game when they're not there. So we've got a low line, a great matchup, and a potential for increased opportunities on offense. Give me that. Sabrina, get over your points line. I know the playoffs are coming soon, and she's got to find some form. There's no better way to find some form than playing the worst team in the league defensively. So let's get it. Sabrina Ionescu over 18.5 points. Sticking in the same game, I'm looking at John Jones, and it's not Johnny Bones Jones. It's John Coyle Jones from the New York Liberty. And I'm looking at a rebound prop today. 9.5 boards. This is a plus money play, and you know how I feel about plus money. I get a little bit excited in the you know what. Now, the Dallas Wings are up against some big ass girls, and it's part of the reason why I like this play. So John Coyle Jones really can sag off these girls. They usually sit in the short corner, or they sit at the high post and set screens, and they barely move, right? So they don't move too much, which leads me to believe that John Coyle Jones, she's always going to be in prime position to grab some rebounds on this game. You look about how she's played against this team. 2 games against them this season, 12 and 13 rebounds in both of those games. And who's to say that it stops now, right? So they're going to run Kalani Brown. They're going to run Tierra McCowan. One of them are going to be on the court at all times. If John Coyle Jones is on the court, she's going to be defending one of them. So I think there's going to be a lot of rebound opportunities. The Dallas Wings play with a lot of pace. So a lot of back and forth. And John Coyle Jones is a big that can run. I think she can get some offensive rebounds. She gets some defensive rebounds as well. She had 5 offensive rebounds in the 2 games against Dallas already. So she could chip in a few offensive rebounds there and then take advantage of any missed shots which happen on the inside. So John Coyle Jones over her rebound prop. It's a plus money play. Next up, we're heading over into the Suns versus Sparks game. Now, I'm a little bit uncomfortable betting in these types of situations. And for those of you who've been watching these videos for quite some time, you know what I'm about to say. So these fucking teams just played each other a couple of days ago. So it's one of those back-to-back sets, and I hate these back-to-back sets. See the playoffs, sometimes teams make adjustments based on what had just happened. Common sense, right? And then the most random shit happens within a game, like predictable would have happened. But then there are other times where you see the exact replica. What happened in the first game just happens in the second game because people didn't make adjustments. They just fucking went through their shit, and the same thing has happened. So I've got 2 picks today in this particular game that I love the data for. It's the same bets that I had the first game they played, and I'm just pretty much running it back. So the first one that we're looking at here is Breonna Jones. And for Breonna Jones, I'm looking at her points plus her rebounds prop. 21.5 is what I'm looking at. The prize picks line. Here we go. All right, over 21.5 points and rebounds. So this is a plus money play as well. So I'm a little bit aroused by it. So great odds for this. She's on fire at the moment. She's crushed this in 4 consecutive games now. If we're thinking about matchups here, she does have an excellent matchup against the Sparks. The Sparks, they do allow the most points and the most rebounds to centers on the season, which isn't a massive surprise given their starting center got injured a very long time ago and they haven't been able to replace her. So they are the worst team in the league at defending the post. They're bottom 2 in terms of points in the paint allowed. And she's covered this in her last 2 games against the Spark with 22 points, 22 and 30 points and rebounds. So I don't see how that changes today. You can see it here, 3 games against the Spark, 16 in the first one, 13 points, but only 3 rebounds. Then 15 points and 7 rebounds. And then most recently, 21 points and 9 rebounds. So her line is set at about this game here, 15 and 7 is pretty much where her lines are set. I think she could be really effective. Her form at the moment is excellent. Her shot percentage has always been high, but her volume's a little bit higher. So I did some work to find out why, which means I watched a whole lot of film. Now, Alyssa Thomas, she drives to the rim at will, and she often finds Jones under the basket. Now, as big and hefty as Breonna Jones may look, she actually gets up and down that court really well. She looks uncomfortable, but she gets up. And when Alyssa Thomas runs, Breonna Jones is usually there for a dump off. So also, she's very good on the offensive glass. That always results in extra shots and extra rebounds. It's the perfect play type for this bet. We're betting on points and rebounds. If she can get an offensive rebound and then a layup as many times as she possibly can, I'll be a happy chappy. But check these rebound numbers. The second game against the Spark, She had 7 rebounds, 3 of those offensive, and I can almost guarantee she went up for a shot 3 times. And then in the most recent game, 4 offensive rebounds, and 3 of those led to baskets on the ring. So she keep crashing the offensive glass and getting layups at the same time. This is probably going to be a sweat-free bet for Breonna Jones and at plus money. So I do like that. But again, the risk is unpredictable type of shit happens in these back-to-back sets. My last pick is in the same game, and we're looking at my girl, Dearica Hamby. This is a bet that I've taken time and time again. I don't take it every single time, but I've taken it a lot, especially after the Olympic break. And we're looking at under 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists. She got a tough-ass matchup in this one. She's under this line in 6 consecutive games against the Connecticut Sun, including the 3 games this season. 16, 21, and 20 points, rebounds, and assists. Now, I've watched the games back. I've looked at all the stuff. And she gets the unfortunate task of being matched up with Alyssa Thomas. Now, Rakea Jackson also continues to grow into a role. She demands more usage as the season goes on. I guess my main concern, again, these back-to-back shit and teams making adjustments. Our concern here is if the Connecticut Sun, if they shut down Rakea Jackson, this Los Angeles team's got to get points from somewhere, and Dearica Hamby could be that person to put up more shots. Part of the reason why she keeps going under this PRA is that her shot volume is not there. 8, 9, and 4 shot attempts in 3 games against the Connecticut Sun this season. Looking at the season data, she averages 13.2 shots per game, but against the Connecticut Sun, we're looking at an average of what? 8, 17, 21. 7 shots per game is what she's taking, which is almost half of what she averages on the season. If Rakea Jackson gets her ass shut down, then Dearica Hamby could be the one to step up and take more shots. But this is sports betting at the end of the day, and I'm aware of what the risks are, and I'm still willing to put money down to make it happen. Not only is it exciting for me when it comes down to watching these games, but I like making some money, and you got to risk it to get the biscuit, my friends. So those are my 5 bets. Now, don't be crazy and parlay them all together, although some people have been parlaying together, and they've got some pretty amazing results. My recommendation here, put a unit on each of these straight bets, and if you have to parlay them together, put a very small amount of your money on it, because crazy shit does happen, my friend. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Let me know that you made it this far into the video by dropping a comment in the comment section below. Type in the words, they're letters, they're not words, but type in the letters or the fucking word VIP. And the reason why I say that, my VIP still running a promo for you guys. Also, a reminder, after you've been watching this and you've got your own bets, thoughts, and ideas, I do have a live stream scheduled. It's going to kick off an hour before the first game, before the Atlanta Dream versus Minnesota Lynx. Jump in the chat, share your bets. Let's get into it. It's going to be real fun. I hope to see you guys there. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.